Hello YouTube. It's been 2 years since I've last made a video. Quite a lot has happened and I haven't really had a chance to do much at all. I won't make this video too long, but as you can see, my workbenches are completely messy. A lot of that being that recently, probably about a month ago, I purchased a layout. It was 6 meters by 4 meters by 4 meters. Long story short, had a day and a half to get it out of the previous owner's place and get it back here. Did that. It came with plastic tubs full of just everything. There was buildings, there was brand new scenery supplies, like there was a bunch of scenery supplies, there was a bunch of brand new building kits, things like that. So, and there was a bunch of just trains they threw in. Probably half of his trains they just threw in with the layout. So that's kept me very busy for the last month or so, sorting everything out. I've got a few trains left to sell out of the purchase. Pretty much this steam engine right there, that one, this one, and those two. Pretty much all I've got left out of the stuff, because I've sold a lot of the stuff that I don't want, but at the same time I've kept quite a lot of stuff. And what I've sold, basically I've already made my money back plus more, so that's pretty good. Now as for the layout, well, that's gone. Once I got it back here, I had a really good look at it and made the decision to just completely scrap it. So I salvaged what I could. Reason being, it was actually going to be a lot easier to start from scratch than try and repair and modify the layout that I bought. So I've done that. If you look back in one of my other videos, I was starting a new layout. Well, that's since changed. Basically, in the last 2 years, I've had knee surgery, and that's kind of limited my ability to be able to duck under a layout now. So I sold that, that's gone. And actually last week, I have started to build a new layout. So I'll just take you over and show you. So there's two of my frames. This is going to be the lower level that I'm working on first. So basically the layout is going to be 5.2 meters across this way, 2.4 meters across this way, and it's going to be a return loop here. This is going to be staging, and then up here it's going to be a helix, and it'll be a second level obviously above that. And it's a small layout. I mean, obviously I'd like to go bigger, but due to space and, like I said, I had knee surgery, so I'm not able to really duck under a layout anymore. So I made the decision to build one just around the edge of the wall. That way I can just walk straight into it, no issues. As for the previous, like I said about the previous layout that I bought, or the layout that I bought, and it came with so much stuff. As you can pretty much see, all these plastic tubs. Now, granted, I had some stuff already, but like I've got up there new kits and everything like that, kit parts, like all of this pretty much, most of this stuff came with this layout that I bought. There were a bunch of paints, the craft paints I already had, but you know, you've got all your ground covers in that. Like there was just tons, foliages, ballasts, things like that, taluses, plaster, scenic glues, and there's, you know, tubs down there. Like this tub is just full of brand new Woodland Scenics trees that came with it. Just too much to sort of go through. But it, like I said, it came with a bunch of trains. It actually came with 3 DCC systems. But yeah, like I said, everything I've sold, I've made my money back plus more. I'm jumping around a bit, but where are we? Oops, sorry about that. So yeah, this is the layout. Like I said, it's going to be 5.2 meters by 2.4. Each module I'm making 700 mil wide. Apart from the return loop, obviously, I'm going to make that. That's going to be basically 1200 by 1100. So yeah, your helix will go up here. I'm about to actually take the wood, another lot of wood out and get it all sanded and cleaned up. Start building that one. What else? Basically, this layout, the reason I'm building it with 2 levels is, you know, to give myself a bit more running and, like I said, staging under here. But this layout, I want to be able to incorporate operations with it as well. So there'll be a lot of, I won't say, you know, over the top, but there'll be a lot of areas that I can do some switching and stuff like that and actually operate it. Probably 2 people. It'll be basically single track all the way around, double track helix, obviously. Like I said, staging underneath. But with the staging area, I'm kind of debating whether or not to actually scenic that. I'm leaving myself enough gap between each level that if I do decide to scenic that, I'm going to have the room to do it. Like, I won't be restricted in getting in there to scenic it. So that's just sort of, you know, an idea I'm tossing around in my head at the moment. So at this stage, the layout will be about 800 millimeters high. Well, that's the lower level. And the reason is this PowerPoint here. It's in a, I really don't like the location, but there's not much I can do. So if you look here, probably the lower level is going to sit here, the top of the benchwork. So it's enough. And then what I can do is bring the top to about here. The bottom of the top layer level will be about 1200. So it gives me about 400 clearance in there. And then that way too, I can still use that PowerPoint to plug me DCC in. as for my trains, I've still got heaps. Like I've bought more, I've sold some. Basically what I'm doing with them is I'm sort of going through and selling off my more modern era equipment, and I'm trying to sort of stick to the older period that I like to model. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I'll actually try and get around to doing another update of all my engines and rolling stock at some point. So really, I guess you could say this is a new beginning. Like I said, it's been about 2 years since I've even posted a video. So that's really about all I've got to show at this moment. Like I said, everything's a mess. Oh, one thing I did do before building any bench work, I actually bought a roll of paper, and what I did was lay it out to the size I wanted and everything like that, and then I went through and drew out where I want to put all my wood, things like that. And then basically these bits of rolls of paper here are each section. So for example, section 1 is where the helix is, you know, section 4 is the return loop, things like that. So I'll also be able to use these when I come to build the top level. And the way I'm actually attaching the top level, just as an example, I'm just going to attach it like that. So basically I'll have supports like this screwed and glued to the bottom, and then the top level will come up and sit where it needs to go. That's it. So realistically, there's only going to be legs to support the whole layout, only fixed to the bottom. That's it. The rest of it will be fixed like I just showed you. And the way I'm building it, the top and bottom modules are going to be one complete module. So to move it, you'll be moving the bottom with the top. There's no separating the top from the bottom. It's all going to be one complete module. And I mean, yes, it's going to be heavier doing it that way, but I don't want to move 8 separate modules when I can just keep them put together, the top and bottom, and just move forward 4 modules. The layout's probably going to be on wheels that I can adjust, like my even like my first layout that I'll build. That way I can, you know, move it around and still adjust it at the same time. It's going to be DCC as usual. Yeah, so that's really about where I'm at the moment. Like I said, I've got the wood cut for 2 more modules, the last 2 modules for the lower level. And it's actually raining outside, so I'm going to probably take my little workbench out under the veranda outside and sand it all, because I don't want to get dust everywhere in here. But yeah, this is basically the start of a new layout. I guess you could say a new chapter. Now, I can't promise anything, and you know, I'm only doing this just for something to do, but I'll try and maybe do a weekly video update if I can. If I can't, it's just going to be whenever I can do it. But just quickly also, with that old layout that the layout that I bought, like I've salvaged, you can see it in there, a lot of the track and turnouts that I could possibly save. So yeah, like I said, I recycled as much as I possibly could from it, like all this pine timber here, this stuff, it came off the layout that I bought. I actually bought a sheet of plywood and got that cut down to strips that I needed because it was cheaper than buying new stuff, new pine. So yeah, so basically that's where I'm at, guys. Like I said, I'll try and do some updates of my progress on this. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.